put the curse in play here. That which
Okay.
lies below.
You
But
found
I don't
it.
think it's going to matter because I have another Swarm of the Depths
Oh,
here, and I
I'm
think we're just
so
gonna
dead.
roll
Okay.
it.
Well, that was a quick game.
That was an incredible start. I'm gonna be honest.
I can't even be mad after what happened last week. So, all right. Hey, everybody, welcome back for week 2 of the challenge. So, AJ, week 1, I think we could pretty definitively say the silence took that one.
Yeah, it did not work in my favor in that one. I will say the fact that the blood archetype for silence ramps up and then it gets sustained while also getting more powerful makes it really tough to go into with another slow deck. It was just there's a point where it just feels inevitable that you're just gonna get the life literally sucked out of you.
Yeah, I feel like we were playing kind of control deck into control deck, and I feel like in that scenario, the blood deck just it's superior. It
Yeah, it was stronger.
Yeah. So full disclosure for everybody, we for week 1 we did not tell each other what we were playing. I mean, we knew the realms, but we didn't disclose which archetype we were going with. And I knew I had a 50-50 shot because Abyssal is like significantly more aggressive, and the blood deck typically just like folds to aggression because you pay enough life early on that when your opponent just starts like slamming creatures in, you just kind of die. But as soon as I saw that Sithonian Betrayer come down turn 1, game 1, I was just like, oh, I think I'm going to have a good week.
You sure did, brother. I'll be honest. It didn't feel great on this side of the table, but
Yeah.
it was still a fun matchup. It had a lot of cool interactions. Seeing the tall come out was sick. I'm glad you got the altar down finally, late game 2, and then yeah, it was exciting. So I'm excited about this week's matchup. I think we got Abyssal on my side, and then you said you're running the control version of
Yeah.
Silence this time.
Yeah, so we
Sweet.
decided to let each other know for week 2 which decks we were playing, because we both prepared 3, and the third one we both kind of understand on both sides is a little bit of a meme, maybe maybe it's a meme living the dream, but we kind of wanted to make sure we were for week 2 playing the stronger decks into each other. So I'm playing the full control silence, like the OG. I did beef it up. I'll talk about it in the deck, but I beefed it up a little bit with some of the newer cards. But it's definitely like the full control. And I think if I remember right, it's been a while since I've played that particular matchup, but if I remember right, it kind of folds to Abyssal or to aggro. So I mean, we'll see what happens. But I don't think I'm as favored this week as I felt like I was last week. So.
Let's go. Let's give it a shot.
All
I'm
right, you want to hop
stoked.
over to the deck text, and then we'll get into the games.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, sounds good, brother.
What's up, guys? We're back for the second deck tech for the Battle of the Realms Sunken City versus Silence episode. So we're going to go into the second deck here. We're going to be running the Abyss Blood Life Pay archetype for the Silence, and that matchup felt bad. The fact that we need to ramp up with the Undead and the Blood deck also ramps up to its end state at the same time. The fact that he can sustain with his Mistwalkers and do damage to us while also maintaining his health made it really hard for us to get our creatures out in time and have enough life left over in order to win the game. So this one, the Abyssal, is a more aggro, low to the ground deck, similar to Spiders with the Black Forest, which we'll get to in a future video. So some key cards we're going to look at here for the Abyssal deck. It revolves around that which lies below. This card is a curse that stays in play. We're trying to put depth counters on this. So how you get depth counters on here? By putting abyssal creatures into your graveyard. So similar thing to the undead, we're trying to put creatures in the graveyard. We get depth counters on here, we can do powerful things. So just buff our abyssal creatures, summon abyssal creatures back out of their graveyard, and eventually we're going to summon the Cthulhu Guardian of the Abyss, which is where if you have 10 depth counters, you summon him. He's a 10/10 with rush on and summon. So the rush will be he can attack the turn that he's played, which is not typical of creatures and nightmares. And then you just need to have 10 death counters to summon him, which is something we can strive to obtain here. Another key card is the Swarm of Death. It's a 2-cost 3/1 with a rush. So again, we can attack when he plays it. And then it'll summon another Swarm of Death from the graveyard. So once we get 1 or 2 of these in the graveyard, you can start recurring multiple Swarms of Death, and we can rush down the opponent. Very powerful. Key card to the deck. One of the newer cards that came out that we're very excited to use here is Bottom Feeder. He's a 4-cost 2/3 Abyssal creature. It gives all other Abyssal creatures +1/+3 on summon. So we can kind of protect ourselves from some lifesteal, maybe some AoE damage. Makes them all a bit tankier. Excuse me. Other things that we're going to have here, we have some crowd control. We have the Deep One Swarm, the Necromaniacs from the Undead deck. Just to keep the other enemy board state in check so that we can get some free damage off with our rush abilities. Outside of the Cthulhu endgame, we're looking for the Angler, also a powerful card. It can be a very cheap 6/6 that we can throw in at the end. Combo that with the Bottom Feeder, we're looking at a 7/9 for possibly free. It may not be any mana if we have enough death counters in the end, right? So coming in for a lot of damage at the end here. So we'll see what happens. We're going to be low to the ground aggressive, see if we can outrace this Silence deck. I think he's going to go with the control style this time, so we'll see. Our key is going to be going fast and aggressive, and let's get after it.
All right, so for week 2, I'm going with the original, like, control variant of the Silence. This is what, you know, the Realm was released with. But I have updated it with some of the newer cards. You know, the life paying doesn't help this archetype the way it helps the blood archetype. But some of the cards are just useful tools, and we have enough healing that you can kind of get away with paying a little bit of life here and there. So it's a pretty standard build. I'm running 2 Embrace the Silence. That just allows us to go into our super late game if we can, you know, make it to the mid game and have enough of a buffer that we can afford to let our life get kind of low. For anybody who's not familiar with the card, it was kind of what the Silence was originally kind of built around. It's a once per game use. You swap whatever your current sanity and your health totals are, which means you're going to bring your health very low typically because you don't play this right out the gate. You tend to play it towards the end of the game. So your life may go as low as like 4. But 1, the game no longer ends when sanity hits 0. And then 2, your sanity, which is now going to be much higher, it kind of shifts to having a base of 20 as opposed to a base of 12. And it'll keep going down so you can get up to like 20 mana, as opposed to typically you cap out at 11 before the last turn. So it allows you to have more powerful, very late game turns, which a control deck, you know, you kind of want to have your late game be your strength. Speaking of, we are running 1 of each of the 4 horsemen. They're extremely powerful, but again, you only want them in the late game. The whole deck is kind of focused around controlling the board, keeping your life total up, just kind of staying ahead of your opponent. So you don't want to be drawing a bunch of these in the early game, but you want them available when you made it through your deck and you're getting towards the end of the game. So for the early game, we have Blood Spawns and Doom Beasts. Those are just really good. Early game, try to stave off the aggression while you're building towards your damage and your lifesteal type stuff. We have a couple Burdens of Knowledge, just, you know, we'll pay 2 life to be able to draw some. And then we've got the AoE or damage package that you want in any Silence deck. We've got your 3 Drains, we're running 3 Congregation of the Damned and 3 Shadow Mages, so a lot of ways to take care of your opponent's creatures. Also got Shield of the Damned for just like constant pinging on their creatures and a little bit of life gain each turn. And then Blood Siphon is a really good way to just continually drain them. Since we're not running like the Mistwalker package, we need something to do that to kind of keep our life refilling. So yeah, that's kind of the deck list. And I'm excited to see how it pairs up into, I think AJ's going to be playing Abyssal this week, so we'll see how this fares against an aggro deck.
Abyssal deck going. Mike's got the control.
I guess we're going to see what happens. Alright, I guess this is an okay starting. No, I'm going to mulligan that. Okay. That's better. It's not great, but it's better.
Alright, coming out with Rush.
I'm about to just get rolled, huh?
Maybe I didn't get the curse though. I didn't get the which lies below, so that's unfortunate. That would be the optimal start.
Well, I didn't get a 1-drop at all, so
Well, you're out here.
it's looking up for you.
Yeah, you're not gonna like this.
Oof. I don't know. I feel like it's
Oops.
still a little fair after what happened last week.
See, that one last week was like it's close until it's not.
Yeah. Oof. Okay. Man. All right, here we go.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's alright, it's not over till it's over.
True.
Alright, it might be over.
We're out here rushing them down, folks.
Ooh, alright.
Everybody in the video, you know what we talked about in the deck tech. You're seeing it live. Let's go.
I missed the deck tech, but I think I can piece together what was said.
We're gonna rush him down. We're gonna punch him in the face. We're not gonna give him a chance.
Alright, alright, we're gonna shield and pray. Oh, thank God, it took out a 3-1.
Nice. So what does the shield do, Mike? I have not come across this in the wild.
Alright, so Shield of the Damned's 3-cost curse, and at the end of each of my turns, it does 1 lifesteal damage to a random creature of yours. But the key here is if you don't have any creatures at the end of my turn, it just gets destroyed.
Okay.
So, thankfully, it took out one of your 3-1s, but if it had taken out the 1-1, I would have still been facing down 6 damage. Which, you know.
Alright, I'm gonna put the curse in play here. That which lies below. But I don't think it's going to matter because I have another Swarm of the Depths here, and I think we're just gonna roll it.
Well, that was a quick game.
That was an incredible start. I'm gonna be honest.
I can't even be mad after what happened last week. So, all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say feels good for me. GG's on that. Not much you could have done.
Nope. GG on round 1. It's all right. It's not over. There's 2 more rounds.
You're right. Round number 2, the best of 3, Abyssal into Control Silence. First one didn't go well for you, Mike.
First one went horrible for me.
I'm gonna be honest. Was not great.
That was a heck of a start for your deck.
It was pretty fast.
I've seen some fast starts from that deck, but that one I think takes the cake. All right, this is a much better starting hand.
That's good.
Still no 1-drop.
That's pretty normal for your deck, though.
Yeah, I'd say I'm not entirely sure I'm running a 1-drop.
All right, that which lies below comes out turn 1.
Okay, what's it like to draw your curse turn 1? I didn't do that once with the blood deck.
Feels pretty good on this side of the table. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not upset.
All right, here we go. We have a creature in play. Got a 3/4.
Creatures out.
We don't get any benefit from paying life in this deck like the last one, but get a little benefit from a 3/4. So I'm gonna take it.
You do indeed.
All right. Let's see if we can do control things. This feels like a control thing.
Yep, that certainly does. Well, I don't want to take 3, so we will start loading those in the graveyard. Having those in the graveyard's not bad early. Getting some of those guys in there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No problems.
All right, so my Shadow Puppet here on death, so when it gets destroyed from the battlefield, AJ will have to discard a random card. So try to remove some of his options. Ooh, okay. So
right.
Getting a little benefit from your That Which Lies Below. Hunger of the Depths comes in as
a little
2/1.
bit.
Alright.
It's a little buff.
It's fine.
No. You're not getting me, sir.
Not
yet. Not yet. I am going to get rid of your blood siphon, though.
Oh, he knew which one to get rid of.
Of course.
I spent some time in the deck tech talking about how that was one of the keys to the deck's ability to win.
Right.
Alright. It's okay. We can do some things. And some stuff.
Good, good.
Alright, so we're going to start with the drain.
Not a bad thing to do.
Let's just draw some cards. Okay. It's not bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's just come in.
Yeah, I don't want to take 3.
Yeah, I don't know if that attack was right or not, but...
Alright. I'm going to start with a... Wait. Yeah. Hungering at the depths again, so now he's got a 3-1, gets 2 pump on the attack from the depth counters, and then I'm going to play a Rising Tide, sink all ships.
Ooh, okay.
Cover 3 creatures, put 1 in my hand. Okay. Alright.
Alright.
I don't think you have enough cards in your hand right now.
Well, I'm in the weird position where I'm a control deck, but you're not creating enough of a board state for me to use my control tools. So I'll just play like the aggressive player. I'll just keep coming in for 1, I guess.
Seems okay right now. Problem is, I have some important key cards in my deck, or in my hand right now, and it would suck really, really bad to lose one randomly.
I'd figure
until I
that's
can
why you
get
kept
more of
not
them out.
blocking this guy.
Yeah. We're going to do a rush with the swarm.
Okay. I should get a double.
And then we're going to...
Yep.
Yep, pull one out, and then I'm going to buff them all with the bottom feeder.
Ooh,
Coming
there
out.
it is. Okay, now we're talking.
Yeah, so now we're cooking a little bit. We're cooking. So now I'm going to start clearing some board state, I think, is what we do. So...
Yep, I'm feeling a little less secure now. Alright, I can kill 1 of them, I guess.
Correct. Yeah.
Kill that. Make you discard, which is nice. Hopefully we get rid of something important.
Yes, you got rid of the other copy of the curse I didn't need. Let's go.
You gotta be kidding me.
That's perfect, everybody. That's what we want. You only play 1 copy of 1 curse at a time. If you play another curse, it replaces the other curse. So there's no point. No point having another one in the hand.
You are correct. Alright, well let's reset the board.
Okay.
Tell you what, paying 4 life doesn't feel as good without Mistwalkers.
Well, now I got 6 depth counters, so that's good. Those all went in there.
Don't love that either.
That's not bad. Not bad. Good. Another Rising Tides.
Okay.
We're going to play. The toughie. The toughie here. I have a decision to make. Decision. Okay, I want to grab that one.
Sure, whatever you pick.
We'll play
is not
Hunger of the
good for
Depths.
me.
It's coming in for a 7-1 now.
Oh, don't love that.
Isn't great. I'm
Well,
going to
at
go
least
ahead and
it has
attack
rush.
you here. Yep.
Okay. Oh, I need to find more life somehow. Oh, this is not good.
Okay. Going to. You got a lot of mana though. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm paying a lot of life.
True. Okay, we'll play out the Angler for 0 cost 6/6.
Okay. Don't love
And
that.
I'm going to resurrect an Abyssal fish. We're using the That Which Lies Below rock. And I'll play Jaws of the Depths. Well. Oh, coming in with the house.
Oh, I have an interesting decision to make here.
Okay, not blocking. Got some sort of lifesteal happening. Otherwise, he's just over there silly goosing.
No.
Brace the silence, okay.
Yeah.
So explain this to me, this interaction that you're going for here.
Alright, so Embrace the Silence swaps my sanity and my health, which, ironically, they were equal. But it basically now works as if my base sanity was 20 instead of 12. So instead of being able to get to like a max of 11 mana, I can get up to 20 mana.
Okay.
And then the other important thing that it does is the game no longer ends when sanity hits 0. So now somebody has to lose all of their life. That's the only way the game can end now.
Gotcha. Cool.
Let's see if I can turn it around. Oh god, maybe not.
Two more, and then a bottom feeder for a little pump action.
I think that's
Huge combo.
Yep. 4, 8, 9, 10. That's exactly lethal. Oh man, that's
Yes, sir, it is.
So the other thing that sucked was I was 1 mana short of also being able to drain last turn, so I would have been able to gain another 3 life, and then I had another Congregation of the Damned queued up for next turn. So I was 1 mana away from being able to stabilize, I think.
Pretty gross. I was able to get the Swarm of the Depths out twice with the resurrection. Right. GG's, man.
GG. I think week 2 goes pretty decisively to the Sunken City.
Let's go. We needed that, boys and girls. Let's go.
Well played. Well played. All right. Well, there's always week 3, so we'll do the tiebreaker next week and see who comes out on top between the two realms.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome.
All right, brother.